Yeehaw, everybody! Welcome to Hooked on Sonics. I'm your one of your hosts, Cowboy Fouty, and over there, Boston Tone. Hi, Tone. How are you?
It's Boston. Is that how they pronounce it? Funny little story about that. Funny you mentioned that, sir. Got that while I
Yeah.
was on my trip in the upper states because, fact be known, I was a Celtics fan back in the day. I haven't watched basketball in a long time, but I actually got to step foot into the stadium and go grab a hat real quick while I was there, and was really happy.
There you
I
go.
also like these distressed hats. You know, they're
Oh,
good
yeah.
and warm. They feel good. Let's talk about that hat you're wearing there, Slim.
Oh, you mean this wonderful Stetson hat? I
Nice.
felt kind of sassy today. Got this new little shirt, and I was like, you know what? Bust out my Stetson I ain't worn forever. So here we are.
Nice. You know what you need to finish that whole ensemble?
Hmm.
What they call it, a bolo.
What's that? Oh,
Get you a nice leather
yeah.
bolo.
You know what? I got something. Hold on a second. I got the perfect thing to cap it off with. Hold on. Hold, please. Every cowboy needs a good belt buckle. Am I right?
Yep.
There's an original 1977 Kiss belt buckle that's going right here, partner.
Nice. I was hoping you'd bring out the PBR championship belt buckle or something.
It's in the shop.
Oh man, we've been listening to this week.
Well, this week I've been catching up on a lot of my podcasts. There's a great Kiss related podcast that I love called Shout It Out Loudcast. Couple of guys that have known each other since college. They're big Kiss fans, and they also shit on the band too. So it's fun. Calls them out on all their bullshit. That's great. And then see Joe Rogan's podcast and a couple other ones. So keep me busy. What about you?
Me, what has Tone been listening to this week? Check out that album you gave me. Actually listened to it twice. Still listening to some of that Heavy Tempo from last week. I don't do, but did I talk about them last week?
No,
Okay, so
I don't think so.
Heavy Temple's a band out of doom band out of Pennsylvania and PA, female fronted, and just a phenomenal band. Good writers in there. She is the only remaining member from whatever albums they've recorded and whatnot, and just been good stuff. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Ruby the Hatchet in some sense, but it's really good stuff. I hope that being that they're over there in Philadelphia, that we get to see them sometime soon. Um, Speaking of shows, I'll go ahead and announce this one. Nickelback dropped their big show with Brantley Gilbert and Josh Ross. And if you know anything about anything, my wife is a huge Nickelback fan. So she has been trying to see them several times. They were her unicorn show, like Wasp was my unicorn show for a long time. Things just never panned out. So we got Katie and Stella tickets to go see Nickelback with Brantley Gilbert and Josh Ross at Blossom Music Center
Out there in Dayton.
No, Cuyahoga Falls,
No.
up near Cleveland.
Oh, I was thinking of Rose. My bad.
Have you been to Blossom?
No.
Imagine Polaris, but all wood.
No kidding.
It is an amazing venue. It's one of the major reasons why I'm going, aside from just going to be there with my wife and have a good time. But
Sweet.
they were pretty much birthday gifts to my daughter and my wife because they missed them last time they come through because of COVID. So I also had to counterbalance my shit and also pick up some tickets for me as well. So I got my Bonzilla tickets today at the Ace of Cups. Very pumped about that show. The new album kicks a lot of fun.
Very cool. Very cool.
And we got
What do
John
you,
Mellencamp tickets this year.
man? Look at you.
I finally get to see Mellencamp. I've wanted to see him since I was a kid. Like, always a good show.
Yeah, I like a lot of his stuff.
Did you ever see him?
No,
Here's
didn't
a
like him that
professional.
much.
You didn't care for him? Dude, too many hits, dude. Come
Well,
on.
no. What I'm
So
saying
many
is,
hits, dude.
I was like, I like him, but I was like, do I want to spend that money to go see him? That was my thing.
Which brings me to another situation I'll discuss on the album that you gave me.
Yeah.
Um, you remember Vinny, don't you? Suspect of
Yes, sir.
He took us to go see Bruce Springsteen and the Skeeter Sessions band. It's like this private gig. There wasn't even lawn seats for this thing at Polaris. And it was an amazing, amazing experience. And they really didn't play any Bruce Springsteen tunes. They were just this like this
Right,
jug
it's all
band.
Pete Seeger stuff.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
freaking awesome, man. And it was a great experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Well, good. I'll bust out some Pete Seeger for you.
yeah,
Not tonight though.
it's all good.
All right. What are you drinking?
Well, tonight I'm actually drinking two things.
Oh, get you some.
I was at Aldi, and I don't usually buy anything other than wine from Aldi because I do like some of their wine.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually over there picking up some cheap brioche buns and happened to run across this little bad boy, Hopping Nomad IPA.
Hopping Nomad.
And that's kind of a shout out to my fellas tonight. That's what we're drinking. And I gotta
I like
say,
it.
I like it. But as you saw me earlier, just so you can see this, the skulls of my enemies.
Ooh.
This is something that broke up a film. And we're making the switch from bourbon over into tequila now. And it's also part of health reasons.
ah. So I got a question. Yeah, good stuff.
Very
So that's the skull of your enemies, right?
right.
What do you got against midgets?
Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Not,
Well, sir, I am drinking
what are you drinking?
a good old fashioned made with Distiller Select Woodford Reserve.
Nice.
Very
I
very nice
like
here.
I like Woodford. It's not one that I pick up often, but if it's available and we can't find anything else rare or anything else we really really like, will go to the Woodford Double Oak.
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, it's funny you brought that up.
Yeah, I
For
almost picked
those
one of those up.
for those in the bourbon world, Woodford's getting ready to release their double oak. So that's a limited release. You see a bottle of that, and
Is that like a triple dog dare?
dude, you got to understand there's certain levels to this shit. There are just certain levels of this shit, and you're finding out about those levels. So
Yeah.
when you say you don't like normal Jack, right? Then
Right.
you went out and had a taste of the Jack 100 or the Jack Bonded, right? And you had the
Yep.
Jack, single barrel.
Yep.
You're understanding there's levels to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
what do you want to look for? What do you like? So when I tell you the bonded stuff's really good, Jack Daniels isn't the primary example I would give you on a bonded. The best bonded that you might personally have access to that I don't is Jim Beam bonded. It is the most perfect example of fucking Jim Beam you'll ever taste, in my personal opinion. We had this discussion.
Okay. All right. I'll have to pick some up.
What you got on some of this news, man?
Well, a lot of people are sad about the passing of David Crosby from Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Okay.
I'm not one of them. He was a miserable son of a bitch who disrespected everybody at all times. He was a miserable human being. And this is one of those classic examples of you have to separate the artist from the art. I love a lot of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young music. Love it. Very just beautiful songs. But he's a miserable piece of crap.
Really? Tell me how you really feel.
Ugh. Okay, well, I was I'm just kidding. No, I mean he was shitting on Eddie Van Halen when he died, and he's a miserable old codger.
I seem to remember something about that. So let me go ahead and give you my take on Crosby, Stills, Crosby, Stills and Young, or Crosby, Stills, Young and Nash. Personally, don't care. Never really flies across my radar. The closest that you're ever going to hear me listening to them guys, this type of negative Summer Breeze cover. Closest you're ever going to catch me listening to Crosby, Stills, Young and Nash, because even the original version of that song drives me up and down. Summer breeze
Makes you feel right. Oh,
uh,
baby.
blowing through the jasmine in my no, not for me.
By the way, I
Not
don't
for
think
me.
that's Crosby, Stills, and Nash, but I could be wrong.
Bullshit. Summer
I don't
breeze.
think so.
I bet money on it. I'll
All
look it
right.
up right now. Let's look it up.
The winner gets a bottle of that double oaked.
Seals and Crawl. So that's the closest you'll get me listening to Crosby.
You won't actually listen to it. You'll just get close to it.
I'll pass.
Yeah. Bye.
Sorry. Not for me, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know what? I owe you a bottle of the double oak.
I had to sneak that in there real quick.
Hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah, I don't care for him, dude. So what his opinion means jack shit to me. Most people's opinions mean jack shit to me. I'm my own person. I like what I like, and I dig what I dig, and I don't like what I don't like.
Yep. We can tell by that beard. So, what other news you got?
Dude, I know we just talked about this a little bit earlier. Pantera, German concerts canceled.
Yeah, what's up
So
with that?
apparently, due to the issue back at Dimebash in 2016, where he made some pretty scathing remarks, a lot of people said it's very racist, very Hitler-esque. He went nuts.
Oh, Phil
And
did.
and here's my take on this. Okay?
Hmm.
Even if he claims it to be saying something about white wine that he was drinking, and this was a statement that he made, something along those lines. At the end of the day, if he was drinking, sometimes a drunk tongue speaks many truths. And if he stood up there and was giving the Heil Hitler sign, screaming white
Oh,
power,
oh,
dude, they've got you on camera in everything that you do. If this is your opinion in the world, it's not the world opinion. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Nobody's saying you can't have your opinion. I'm not going to tell you that I agree with that opinion at all. And I know that you don't either. We're just not,
no,
no, it's just not the way to be,
no,
you know. Um, it's not cool at all. There's nothing cool about doing stuff like that. It's not cool.
no.
Not with the shit. Um, but do I think that somebody should be damned for a moment in time? I I feel bad for the people of Germany that wanted to see the Pantera.
Yep.
I really do. I really do. But Phil has to remember your actions have consequences. And sometimes those consequences could lead to consequences you're not going to like that may not be beneficial to you.
Yep.
No matter what you say or do afterwards isn't going to matter to the level of the consequence that you lay out before you.
Right.
And I feel bad that the people that were at that show had to experience something like that because metal doesn't preach hate like that. At least not the metal I listen to. You know, um, metal's a very accepting community.
Yes.
You know,
Contrary to stigmas and whatnot. Yeah,
it's a
it's a
very, it's a
very
very,
open
it's a
community.
very
Yeah.
open community, dude. And it's unfortunate a leader in the community had to make moves like that. You know,
Yep.
don't get me wrong. I love
Again,
Pantera and I love Down and I love a lot of stuff that he's had his hands in, man. But to stand up there and do that, you just threw. And what do you think they would have made off in Germany shows?
oh, quite a bit.
They were
Europe,
huge
Europe in
festivals too.
general, Europe in general loves metal.
Yeah,
So that's a huge, that's a huge miss, and we'll see what happens. Does this snowball into other countries? Not wanting them to play. Who knows?
I mean, it's it's only about it's only about say 2016, so we had 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's about 7 years old. It happened. Yes, indeed, it happened. But has he learned from this shitty gesture?
Uh, you never know. Time will tell. Maybe.
I just can't believe that someone who was raised down in the areas that he was raised in is truly racist in his heart.
Yeah.
New Orleans is a very, you know, very
It's very
open,
diverse.
very diverse community. You know what I
Yep.
mean? My wife lived down there. I just can't believe for one second that truly in this gentleman's heart that that's the way that he feels. But I also know that a drunk tongue speaks many truths, and it's
But
unfortunate.
and also a drunk tongue speaks a lot of dumb shit too.
It does, it does. But how do you define it?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You just don't know.
Separate the
And
music from the
yep,
artist.
yep, yep.
And a lot of people
Yeah.
can't do that. A lot of people can't
No,
do that.
not anymore. Not anymore. No, you want to get? You got any other news?
Mm, I did. I did. There was something else I saw that really stood out to me. Rob Halford says next Judas Priest album looks like it may be coming in sometime in 2024. It looks like Motorhead's going to share some, recently shared some previously unreleased songs from a few albums. So you may want to check that out. And what was this other one? Man, there was one that really stood out for me. Oh, I'm surprised you didn't catch this. Robbie Krieger, the estate of Ray Manzarek, sells the Doors' rights to primary wave music.
So Robbie Krieger bought Ray Manzarek's portion of the Doors.
Robbie Krieger,
Uh-huh.
estate of Ray Manzarek, sell the Door rights to primary wave music.
Oh shit. Oh, that sucks. So does it say if John Densmore still has any kind of stake in it?
The Jim Morrison entities and the legendary band's drummer John Densmore retained their interests separately from primary wave.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be something you want to look into. I figured you didn't know about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That
didn't
news
even see
that
that.
news actually dropped yesterday.
Okay. Good to know. More to come on that.
Yeah, there you go, man. So there's my news take for you. I did a little bit of research through our friends over at blabbermouth.net, uh, just to grab some quick information and share with people in case they're listening and they're watching us. But thank you. Let's do these album reviews, man. I want to hear what you got to say.
All right. So last week you gave me the Talking Heads live album, Stop Making Sense. It was released in September of 1984. What a fun album. It's fun. Now, I will say this for me. When I first started listening to that album, just listening to it, something wasn't right. It wasn't catching me. I was like, it's okay. And I was about 3 or 4 songs into it. I was like, I don't know. And I went back into YouTube and I seen that there was actual concert footage from it. And I actually started watching the show. And my God, it just took it to a whole new level for me. Whole new level. And I came away like, what precision, what artistry, what creativity that every member of that band put in to that performance. The way everything was staged out, from starting off with Psycho Killer just as an acoustic song, and then just gradually moving, adding one more band member, one more piece, one more band member, until towards almost, I don't know, 4 or 5 songs in, then the whole band was in with the backup singers who were just fantastic. Congo drums just hitting it, just getting it. And I really enjoyed this album. Heaven was a lot of the standout tracks for me were actually bonus tracks that weren't on the original CD. And I didn't know that at the time, but Burning Down the House, just perfect. I mean, just perfect execution on that.
Live. Insane.
Yes.
Live.
Yes. The choreography is, I mean, just I can't say enough good things about it. Life During Wartime, fantastic song. This Must Be the Place, beautiful song. Take Me to the River. Again, it's just a good song. If I had to pick a bad song on here, I'd probably say Making Flippity Flop. I didn't care for it. It was still kind of catchy, but I was like, as compared to the rest of the stuff. Oh, good God. What's your thoughts on that album?
I gave it to you. I obviously love it, but the visual concept, I'm so glad that you took the time to check into the visual concept as well, because that's where that album really comes alive, and you get so much more
Yep.
seeing the actual concert.
Yes.
We have about 6.5 minutes left,
Oh, good job.
but so I just want to tell you, man, yeah, that's why I dumped it on you, man. And I'm
Yeah.
glad you took in the visual experience. So
Yep.
thank you for doing that.
So you're welcome. So real quick, my rating on just the CD, give it an 8. On the because there's 9 songs. On the actual concert footage, 10. 10. Perfect. Perfect.
Cool. And you gave me Jeff Beck with the Jan Hammer Band live. Let me tell you,
Mhm.
I've listened to a lot of musicians, especially guitarists. You know how I feel about that shit. It's South Carolina advice since I was a kid. I really wish I could have caught Jeff Beck earlier on in my time, because I probably could have appreciated this album a bit more. Not that I didn't appreciate the album, but there were just nothing new tricks. So then when I listened to it a second time, because I listened to it once while I was kind of doing things around the house. And I listened to it a second time, and I really took in everything. It grew on me a little bit more. And one thing that I can tell you is I had to use my head here. This dude was doing this in 77. Some of this guitar stuff was not seen yet.
Mm.
I have already seen this stuff because of where I am in my walk of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it wasn't nothing new to me, but it was new for that time. So going through the album real quick, She's a Woman, good little cover there. Full Moon Boogie was probably my favorite on the album, and Darkness slash
Yeah.
Earth in Search of Sun, or Earth in Search of Sun were my 2 favorite tracks. Full Moon Boogie and Darkness slash Earth in Search of Sun. Scatterbrain was okay. Blue Room was okay. Given for what it is and taking everything into consideration, I'm going to give this album 8.25.
8.25. I like that precision
8.25.
there.
8.25. There are just certain things that didn't sit well with me. I'm going to try to be a little more pointish in my reviews, because honestly, I can't give everything an 8.5 or a 9 or a 10, or I
Yep.
can't do it. So with that being said, good album. Definitely going to check out a bit more Jeff Beck stuff. I know I gave you shit about it earlier, but joke's on you. All right. Now your albums. We got less than 4 minutes.
Okay.
What do you got for me?
All right. Okay. Drum roll. I'll be nice to you. I was going to pick out something else, but I am giving you Heavy D and the Boys Big Time.
My first hip hop album. Nice. Heavy D and the Boys Big Time. I'm going to take it.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. That was one of my first rap albums too. What do you got for me?
I am giving you a classic, because this is another band I truly love, more so than most people do. And I am giving you Richie Blackmore's Rainbow Rising.
Okay. I've always wanted to check that out, and I never got around to it. So
It's on your list now.
there it is.
Indeed, it is. Great album.
What why did you pick that album? Just cause?
It's a good album, dude. It's a good album, and it's the second album by Rainbow. And it was released in May of '76. And I believe it's man, I think it's the first album with Dio.
Okay. Very cool.
Second album with Dio. Yeah. And there's just a lot of good shit on here, dude. And you've got about 6 tracks.
Okay.
So enjoy. But until next week, folks, thank you. Salutations. Thank you for everything. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys next week. Just 2 guys drinking, having a good time, and staying caught up with each other. So later. Peace.
Happy trails.